everyone, today's video is going to be another Tesco food haul. So this shop came to around £55 in total and will last me, I reckon, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, with a small top-up shop in between just for some more fresh fruit and veg. But yeah, I will chat you through everything that I picked up. So this is an overview of everything I picked up in today's shop. I'm going to start with the freezer bits just because I picked up way more than I normally do, and it's all currently defrosting on my sofa and making it very soggy. Quite a few of the things this month are treat things that I definitely don't have very often. But I picked up these potato smileys. These were £1.79. These I don't think I've had in years, but as you can see, they are open. I've definitely had these already. They are so good, exactly how I remembered them. I also got some onion rings back here. These were £1. Again, another treat. I don't normally buy the kind of frozen, I guess, party food, but I treated myself this month, so I picked up some onion rings as well. Another thing that falls into that kind of party food category are these Plant Chef sausage rolls. These were £1.75 and I had these the other night as well, and they were so good. I've not actually tried these before, and again, this is not something that I would get on a regular basis, but to have in the freezer for when I just fancy a bit of a beige meal, they are great. And then the final party food item are these spring rolls. So these were £1. Again, just something that's nice to have in the freezer if I ever fancy them. If I make like a stir fry or something, I can have some of those on the side. And then moving on to some of the more normal frozen bits that I pick up on a regular basis. I got these frozen green beans for 59p. These are some of my favourite frozen veg to have in the freezer at all times. I will have these with so many different meals. If I'm making like a roast dinner or sausage and mash, I'll always have these on the side. Or I'll cook them with some garlic and chilli, and that's a really good side dish to pretty much any meal. So I'll definitely make my way through these pretty quickly. I then picked up a few vegan meat alternatives as well. So I picked up these hot dogs. I tried these in a previous haul and they're so good. They're £2.50, but I just found them so handy to have in the freezer for days where I just don't really fancy cooking. You can actually cook these in the microwave in like a minute and they taste really good. So if I'm in need of a really quick meal, I'll have one of these and they taste great. They taste exactly how I remember Frankfurter sausages tasting. I also picked up these sausages to have in the freezer. These were £2.25. Normally I go for the Richmond version of this type of sausage, but I actually think I prefer the Naked Glory brand. I've not had them for quite a while, but I remember when I had them I was with my dad and he's a massive meat eater and he really approved, so I figured I would pick these ones up this month to switch up a little bit. Another Naked Glory product that I picked up was this vegan mince, so I'm going to make a huge batch of chilli and bolognese with this. I always like to have portions of chilli and bolognese in my freezer, and then once I've worked my way through them I will make another big batch. So I've managed to use up all of the ones I had in my freezer already, so I'm going to make a huge batch and then freeze portions of that. It just means I always have like a proper meal in the freezer if I need one, and it saves loads of time on the evenings I really can't be bothered to cook. So that is what I'll be using that mince for. These vegan burgers have been in my past few hauls, I think. I originally tried these in a taste test and really enjoyed them, so I picked up some more this month. I have put these in the freezer even though it technically says don't freeze on them. I did that last time and they tasted absolutely fine, so if you're wondering, you can definitely freeze these. I don't feel like I'm going to be having burgers as regularly anymore just because it's no longer summer and I feel like burgers are definitely more of a summer thing. But I figured I would get some anyway just to keep in my freezer in case I fancied them. Another vegan meat staple for me is this Kebab Meat. This was £3.50, but I'm sure it was on offer when I bought it. My receipt doesn't say that, so I'm a little bit confused because I don't think I would have normally paid £3.50 for this. But either way, this stuff is really good. I like having it in the freezer if I ever want to make some sort of fajita dish. That is what I mostly use this for, and I just think the taste of this is so good. I love the seasoning that they put on it. So another one of my vegan meat favourites. I then got these vegan fish fillets for £2. These were on offer from £3 originally. I've not actually tried these ones before. I have tried the corn ones and I really enjoyed those. And I just thought I really fancied some vegan fish and chips with mushy peas at some point soon. So that is why I've picked these up. I'm hoping they taste good because I really enjoyed the corn ones. And then finally for frozen stuff, I picked up this Linda Mccartney duck. This was £2.20. I don't get this very regularly, but when I do, I always really enjoy it. I like making wraps out of this. So just this with a little bit of hoisin sauce in a wrap with some spinach and cucumber tastes so good, so I think I'm going to be using this for some lunches this week. Okay, so all of the freezer bits have been put away, so moving on to the fresh fruit and veg that I picked up. Quite a few of these things I get on a regular basis, but I will go through them anyway. So the first thing is some baby spinach. This was £1, 3p, and I eat this with pretty much everything. This is definitely a regular for me. I use this instead of lettuce, but I'll also cook with it, so this definitely won't last too long. I picked up some potatoes for £1. Again, this is another thing that I'll go through fairly quickly. I'll have these with various different meals. I love making chips at the moment. I'm also really into jacket potatoes for some reason. I feel like I've never really enjoyed jacket potatoes, but for lunch recently I've loved cooking a few of these at the beginning of the week, and then it's just a really quick option to heat up in the microwave with some beans and cheese. And I feel like now the weather's colder, that's actually such a nice filling lunch. So I'm gonna get through these pretty quickly. I bought 2 things of mushrooms for 82p each. Again, this is another thing that I go through so quickly, hence why I picked up 2 packets. But I'll make all sorts of meals with these. Fajitas, I'll chop them up in my bolognese and my chilies. I really love mushrooms on toast at the moment as well, so I'll probably cook that at some point. But yeah, I'm a big fan of mushrooms at the moment. I got a red cabbage back here for 49p. I've been a big fan of homemade coleslaw recently, so I'll definitely use some of it for that. I also got a comment on my last haul video telling me about cooked cabbage or pickled cabbage and just giving me a whole bunch of ideas of how to use it, so definitely going to make the most of them this month as well. I think with a roast dinner, having some red cabbage on the side will be great. So that is how I'm going to be using the cabbage this month. I've got some red onions for 59p. Again, this will just be used in various meals that I make throughout the month. I got a bag of cherry tomatoes for 49p. I think these will mostly be used in salads this month. I did go through a big phase of having cherry tomatoes and olive oil and garlic in pasta, which I think I had like 5 days in a row at one point, but I just think that's more of a summer dish and I haven't really found myself craving it recently, so I think these will be mostly in salads. I got a cucumber for 43p, also to use in salads, and then a bag of peppers for 89p, which I'll use in salads, any sort of cooked meals, the bologneses, chilies, fajitas. Peppers are definitely one of my favourite vegetables, so again I'll get through these very quickly. And then the final couple of veg bits are these garlic for 59p. I've just ran out of garlic, so I stocked up on those. And then I also picked up some leeks for 85p. This is a little bit different for me. I feel like I've not bought leeks in absolutely ages, but I really fancied making some leek and potato soup this month, so that is what I'm going to do with these leeks. And then for fruit, I picked up these gala apples for £1.60. These are just my favourite types of apples, so I've got these to snack on. I picked up a lime for 30p. This will mostly be used in gin and tonics, or if I pick up some avocados later in the week, I'll make some guacamole with it. And then I also got 4 bananas for 53p, again, just to snack on. And then finally for the cupboard stuff and the rest of the fridge bits, I picked up some spaghetti for 20p and some penne pasta for 29p. These are staples for me and I just ran out, so I stocked up on both of them. I picked up some tortilla wraps for 95p. Again, this is another staple thing for me that I feel like I pick up in every shop. I go through these pretty quickly. I like to make fajitas with them. Gonna have some wraps for lunch this week with the hoisin duck that I picked up. I also love making garlic bread with these and just adding some garlic butter and grilling them, especially if they're going a little bit stale, so picked up some of those. I picked up some rice cakes for £1.29. I think I got these in my last shop. I just really enjoyed having them in the cupboard. I feel like they're such a quick and easy snack option, just with some peanut butter or banana or something. So I've run out of the ones that I picked up previously, so stocked up on those again. This is another thing that I just like to have in the cupboard in case of emergencies. So these are basically some chicken instant noodles for 30p. They are accidentally vegan and they're just cheap and cheerful. I feel like if I have one of those days where I just cannot cook anything, this can be a bit of a last resort, so that is why I picked that up. I picked up some crumpets for 27p. These are a bit of a treat for me. I feel like I've not had crumpets in so long. Normally with these Tesco shops I always pick up some bagels, but I think I've just been lucky recently that they've always been on offer and they weren't this time, and I just felt like I couldn't justify £1.60 for some bagels, so I got these instead, which I'm definitely not complaining about because I really enjoy crumpets, and as you can probably tell, I've already had one as a snack earlier today, so that is why I picked these up. I got some tortilla chips for 46p. These are another thing that I just like to have in the cupboard. I find I make myself nachos quite a lot, especially if I have that chili in the freezer that I make. I'll just defrost some of that chili and have it with some tortilla chips, and I'd ran out, so I've stocked up on those. I got some lime tonic water for 50p, just for when I fancy a gin and tonic. I also got 4 things of soy milk for 59p each. Realistically, I didn't need to buy these. I didn't check how many I had left in the cupboard, and I still think I've got like 5 left from my previous shop. But I can never have too much soy milk. These last forever, so I'll just have these in the cupboard, and my next shop, hopefully I'll remember not to buy any more of these. But the Tesco soy milk is one of my favourites just because I feel like it has a very minimal soy flavour, so stocked up on some more of those. I got 4 cans of baked beans for £1. These are the Tesco no added sugar beans. I have been having these all the time recently. Like I mentioned, I've been having jacket potatoes with baked beans. I've also been loving beans on toast. I feel like they're just such a good comfort food, so I got some more of those. I got 2 things of tomato passata for 32p each. So I'll just use these when I'm cooking, when I make the chili and bologneses and things like that. I'll always use a carton of passata. I also picked up a can of jackfruit for £1.60. I feel like this is becoming a little bit of a staple for me. I really enjoy making like chipotle jackfruit to have in tacos or as nachos. So I picked up another can of that. I got a can of kidney beans for 30p and a can of black beans for 55p to use in the chili that I'm making. I got some mushy peas for 23p for when I make the vegan fish and chips that I'm going to have this week. And then finally for canned stuff, I picked up some sweet corn for 50p. I always thought I didn't really enjoy sweet corn, and I hadn't had it for so long, and then I bought it in a recent haul and decided that I actually quite enjoyed it, so that is why I picked up another can of that. Seasoning wise, I was running low on a couple of bits, so I picked up some oregano for £1 and paprika for £1.30. These are probably 2 of my most used seasonings, so I had to stock up on them. I got some yellow American mustard for £1.50. This was another thing that I was running low on, so I've stocked up. I feel like I'm just obsessed with mustard recently. Any sort of burger and hot dog, I absolutely cover in it, which is probably why it's running out so quickly. But yeah, just picked some more of that up. I got some couscous for 45p just to have in the cupboard for those easy meals. I also really enjoy stuffed peppers with couscous, so I think I'll probably make that at some point this week as well. And then the final cupboard bits are some hoisin sauce that I got for £1.75. This is to use with the Linda Mccartney duck that I showed earlier, and I also picked up some silver skin onions for 70p, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. I will go through this jar probably in a week because I really enjoy just snacking on these. I feel like some people will find that really weird. Let me know if you like pickled onions in the comments below, but I'm a big fan and I've not had them for a while, so picked up a jar of those. And then for the last few fridge bits, I picked up this Alpro yogurt. This was on offer for £1. I think it's normally £1.60. I just got this in the vanilla flavour. Just really fancied some yogurt this week, so figured I would pick that up. I'll probably just have that as a snack at some point during the week, or maybe for a breakfast if I feel peckish in the morning. I got some red pepper hummus for £1.10, again mostly just a snack on with some carrot and cucumber sticks. I got some garlic bread for 32p. This stuff is so good and so cheap, definitely recommend it. I love having one of these in the freezer for when I just really fancy garlic bread. I know I have it, so picked that up. And then got a couple of treats. So I picked up these Goo free from chocolate cheesecakes. These were on offer for £2.50, which I still think is pretty expensive, but I've not treated myself to something like this in so long. As you can tell, I've already eaten them. I thought they were pretty good. I feel like I'd give them maybe like a 7 out of 10. They taste quite strong of coconut, so if you're not a fan of coconut, I wouldn't really recommend. I was hoping they'd be a little bit more chocolatey, but they were still really good. So bought those as a dessert. And then I also picked up this vegan whipped cream. I think this was also on offer for £1.50, so this is literally just canned vegan cream to have in some hot chocolates, because I figured as the weather is now so rubbish, I'm definitely going to be wanting to have more hot chocolates, and I feel like you can't really have a good hot chocolate without some whipped cream on top, so that is why I picked that up. So that was everything I picked up from Tesco. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see some more videos like this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!